So somebody's saying to you, Larry, this thing you're talking about, finding your passions, I don't even know what my passions are. I just work, I look after my family. How do I identify my passions? And isn't it a luxury to even have a passion? What would your take on that be?
How do I identify my passion? Okay. So I don't want to anchor this to this whole idea that you need to have clarity. So you need to kind of remove chaos from your life, which is kind of where we're coming from, saying about living in the North and all of that. But it's a little bit about that, right? Most people aren't able to identify the things that they enjoy because there's too much going on in their head. There's something you enjoy. There's something. Everyone has not one thing, a whole bunch of things that you will that will give you a lot of joy and satisfaction, even if you're not getting paid for it. You're just put in that environment and you're doing that thing. Everyone has that, but it's hard for you to discover it if you're stuck in the loop. If you're in the rat race and you wake up in the morning and it's 5 o'clock and you have to get in the car, you have to traffic to get to work, you're doing something you don't really enjoy, you get back home, you're exhausted, you can't hang out with your family, relationships are getting fractured all around you, you don't really have a lot of friends, and even when you do, you don't have enough time to spend together. You're just in that cycle, just going. It's hard for you to identify anything if you're in that state. Now, if you're in a place where you had a little bit of time to actually just be without having to worry about all of these things that just keep the lights on, right? You'll find your passion. So sometimes it's about being intentional and saying, you know what? I need to discover myself. So let me actually take time to go discover myself because this environment is not allowing me to find it. That's how I would say is the best way to find what it is that you're passionate about. And the truth of the matter is that it's hard because you actually need a lot of time if you don't have time at all in your typical routine, your regular everyday routine. You need a lot of time to actually find it. You can't travel for a week and find it. No, this is a month, 2 months, 3 months time. First week, you still have monkey brain. There's a bunch of stuff happening. You're still thinking about, oh, I just left. Oh, did I turn off the generator? Oh, did I tell them to buy diesel? Yeah. So by day 5 is when you're mostly settling into your new environment or comfort zone or whatever, right? But you have to actually get to the point where you can just be, and I'm talking about being able to sit. And some people can do this in the midst of chaos as well. We're all on some type of spectrum, right? Mentally speaking, right? Some people function, people in the midst
is it high functioning?
Yeah, high functioning in the midst of chaos. But then some people need quiet. So if you're the kind of person that's high functioning in the midst of chaos, then you probably can do this where you just find space to discover yourself. It sounds symbolic sometimes. They just say, oh, discover yourself. But it's a real thing. It's a real thing. What do I enjoy? What would I do if I had a whole month to myself with no one else present? What would I enjoy? What would I do? What would I use? What would I spend that time doing? Am I just going to lay down and sleep? Do I go fishing?
Yeah.
Do I go jet skiing like my guy?
I would.
That's a real second.
I would.
Do I want to ride a bike?
What?
Do I want to garden?
Yeah.
Do I want?
What do you want to do? Yeah.
Do I want to go to the? Do I want to work out? Like, what is it that you want to do when there's absolutely nothing at stake? You don't have to worry about anything else. It's just, and if anyone is listening, if you can find out what those things are, they're typically 3-4 things. You know, I wouldn't say make a whole list, but like 3 or 4 things of the top things that you would really like to do, and now become intentional about doing those things. Finding a way to do those things. If you hone skills doing those things can actually become your source of income at some point.
Amen.
And then you can enjoy your life because you do something you enjoy, and then you make money while doing it
from it as well. So it's tying into each other.
Yeah. Because a lot of us are doing things that we don't really enjoy. Because Asha Sonwole, Asonwono, right?
I want some. I'm on my journal.
Come on, my school.
Bene.
Oh, my
Public
joke.
school here, this one, that one. You have to plan the summer vacation. You have to this, that. All these things you got to do. People are working jobs that they don't like, and in environments that are toxic, just so that they can get that bread, right?
Yeah.
What if you could do it differently? What if you could do it differently? That's, I think, the true, to me, meaning of freedom. Freedom is when you will wake up at 6 a.m. to go do something because you want to do it.
Want to do it, not because you have to do it,
Not
not because you
do it,
have to do it, but because you want to do it.
because you want to do it. Like you wake up at 5:30 in the morning. Let me get on my jet ski this morning and get a couple hours in before the place gets crowded. That right there. That right there is freedom.
On a Monday morning, man. On a Monday
Bliss.
morning, and you call the jets here and say, guys, gas her up, I'm
Bliss.
coming. You know,
Absolute bliss.
this evening, a couple of hours ago, my daughter asked me, she says, Baba, is there anything you've always wanted that you've never had? And I said, so I paused and I said, yes. She goes, what is it, Baba? And I said, freedom. She said, freedom? I said, yes. And then she did this most amazing thing where she broke it down for me. She said, do you mean like financial freedom? And I said, yes. And I said, sweetheart, do you know what that means? And she goes, yes. The freedom to do exactly what you want to do when you want to do it. And then she says, so why have you never had that freedom? And I said, because I've had to work. I've had to provide because you, my family, you, my beautiful, amazing children, my amazing family need us to follow the paper, right?
Yeah.
But it was interesting for me, to then spend a few minutes just teaching her. So I teach financial literacy to my children, but the fact that she understood it, she's 9, she understood it immediately, that true freedom is having the I guess the authority, the agency to do exactly what you want to do when you want to do it. Larry, what would you, of the things that you do now, which would you consider your passions? Which would you consider things that you have to do? There's one that you admitted today that you do that's a passion, or that I'm going to out you.
Yeah.
If you don't out yourself, I'll out you. If
So-
you don't, just I'll out you.
So as
Let it
far
out. Let it out.
the things that I what I do that I have to do
Yeah.
is real estate. And from an investment and builder standpoint, right? We have a portfolio now. It's a decent sized portfolio. Decent because obviously my wife and I are very allow me to know this, but very, what's the word I'm looking for?
Alphas. They are
We know they like-
alphas.
No, we know they do.
They
We know they
are
do. We know
alpha.
they do low, right? And we're pretty comfortable in our own skin, so there's no need to do anything for external validation, which allows us to have a certain amount of freedom. So my point is, the portfolio that we have can sustain us in retirement. Therefore, it's not like as much a need, but a want to now build something that I guess can outlive us enough to where the kids don't have to struggle, right? I say the thing that I need to do because I want to do that. Obviously, that's where a lot of that energy goes into the thing that I need to do, which is to build this portfolio even bigger, build systems around it, create it in such a way that, like we keep talking about generational wealth, right? How do we transfer this to the next generation, and how do they do even more with it? I have to put systems in place, that kind of thing. So that's where I'm at right now. Now, things that I do that is just what I do for fun, for just chilling, passion. I road bike, I garden, It's funny. We got on the group chat yesterday and we're having conversations, and I realized it was April 27th. And I said, Lord, I mean 26th. And I was like, oh my goodness, my plans for the summer. And I'm also going away for about a month this summer with the kids. So I was like, let me quickly rush off to what's the place? Growers Outlet, and buy all my plants and make sure that I set up my garden properly, get my irrigation system, tuned up, all of that stuff, so I can get my plants back in order. And I'm talking gardening almost on a daily basis. Like, I'm out there, I'm pulling weeds by hand, taking out grass, weed, trimming. This takes 2-3 hours in the evenings. It's just been what I've done for years now. It's amazingly therapeutic. I can't even begin to explain how therapeutic this is, right? So that's one of the things I do. Obviously, like I said, I ride a bike. What else do? I listen to music while I'm doing that as well sometimes. This is my time to discover new music. So I would maybe have like Bluetooth things on, or just play music in the backyard. And I just put the thing on discover mode, and I'm listening to different tracks. And then if I discover one that I like, I save it to my playlist, and so that's how I spend, most of my evenings. So during the day, I'm at a construction site somewhere or some, remodel somewhere. And then in the evenings, I'm home. I hang out with the kids a little bit. We go outside, we play, I'm gardening. My madame is with me. In fact, I was supposed to join this podcast. I joined a little bit late because I was right in the middle of the garden trying to fix some stuff.
Yeah.
So from passion to passion. I love that.
I called. He put it on video call to show me him making my sister work in the garden. I went, this guy now.
That's how we hang out. No, that's where we hang out. That's where we hang out. We hang out, like we actually we created a garden that we can actually hang out in. So we're out there where there's music. We have shade in some parts, so we can sit and we can chat. We have a little corner where we can meditate. We have a chessboard where the kids can hang out and play chess. So we all just kind of like, that's what the backyard was designed for, is for me to be able to, for all of us to be able to hang out, and at the same time for us to get into our passion. Sometimes she's sitting in the corner reading while I'm pulling my weeds, or she's in the house, or she's just at her desk or whatever. But yeah, those are the kind of things that I get into. What else do I do? I also, something else that I'm passionate about that I haven't mentioned is that I mentor as well.
Okay.
And that's something I'm very passionate about, because I feel like there are not enough mentors in our community. Not enough people who are showing the ropes. You don't have to be a genius to teach someone else something, right? You literally can share whatever it is that you've learned in whatever field that you're in, or even just use what you've learned to sort of grow a community of people who, at some point, those people are going to teach you things as well. But the point is, have an intentional mission, right, to grow your community. And it's something that's happened, I guess, over the decades, because I feel like it wasn't like that when I was much younger. But we've developed a culture, and when I say we, it's not just Nigerians, because thankfully I've been able to interact with other like African and African American and Caribbean communities as well. We have a tendency to want to be the chairman, right? There's a tendency to want to be the guy, let me be the guy in the midst of everybody, that house on the street with the biggest, this thing that's shining light on everybody, that has the loudest generator, what I mean? That has the most cars, where when we come out and we open the gate, you can't pass,
Chairman.
Chairman.
Let's call it what it is, bro. Chairman.
Now, if that is the mentality that one has, you're incentivized to hold everybody around you down.
Yeah.
There's no incentive to grow people around you. Because how am I going to be the chairman if everybody has get Lamborghini? No, Namigo get Lamborghini. You manage Porsche, right? That guy's trying to get Lamborghini too. No.
I like Porsches. I like Porsches. I like Porsches more than I like Lamborghinis.
But here's the thing,
I don't like you again.
Okay, which one do you like the most? Shit Porsche, now you like the most.
Continue.
Okay.
You already hurt my feelings.
No,
Continue.
no thanks. But the point is, someone is out there feeling like they have
Yeah.
something that's better than yours,
Over
right?
you, yes.
Over you, like, oh, I am more
Yes.
successful. Oh, I am more
Yeah.
this, or I am doing this and I am doing that. And I feel like this is one of the things that's hurting us as a community the most, because that mindset goes all the way down to the bottom. The driver feels more important than the security guard. I guess that was past you now. Now me, they drive, okay? Right? You waiting you to do just the open gate. So basically, all of that translates all the way down in our society. And what it does, unfortunately, is it disincentivizes people to help other people. Why should I help you if what makes me stand
Challenge
out?
me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's that. I'm the driver, and I mean they drive madam now. Who are you? Right? Why would that guy want to help the next guy? There's no incentive. So I guess the point is, we need to kind of unlearn some of these behaviors and start to reteach people that it is okay for everybody to be okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with everybody being okay. It's okay for everybody to be okay. I should be able to wake up in the morning and think of all of my friends and be like, who needs help? Who needs help? Who needs help? Oh, talali. Okay, you know what? Hey guys, this Saturday. What's everybody doing? We do this. We actually have a few groups, different groups, by the way, of friends. We meet up at different times, and we just talk. Kind of like a conversation we're having right now, where everyone gets to share. Right? Oh, here's where I'm at. Here's what I'm working on. Okay, what are you working on? What are you working on? And I learned this from a friend of mine who unfortunately passed away some years ago, Caribe. I don't know if you guys know Caribe Fubara. Caribe Fubara was an actor, creative as well, beautiful mind, amazing guy. We lost him to cancer.
Oh dear.
21, horrible. But anyway, Caribe taught me about these masterminds that he would facilitate among all of us whenever we're all together. So everyone just takes time to talk about what they're doing, what their challenges are, where they need help. And you'll be amazed. We're usually not more than like 6 or 7 just sitting in the room having this conversation. But you'll be amazed. The solutions are right there in front of you. But most of us operate solo. I want to grow my own thing. I don't want to tell anybody anything. I want to make sure that I'm doing this and doing that. So because we have that mindset, it's hard. Even when you have challenges that could be solved relatively easily, no one even knows what kind of challenges you're dealing with. So anyway, part of different groups, and we do that quite constantly. And boy, has it helped all of us grow. And so that leads me to want to really, really pour into the community. Also, and I think it's starting to affect people directly in Africa now. The idea that a black man is the runt anywhere in the world. Wild idea. But it's an idea that has been embraced by everybody else. Oh, black people, no, they don't get level. The only place where we get level now for Nigeria. We don't get level anywhere else. The reason, or at least one of the reasons, I believe, is because we don't have a lot of economic leverage. We don't have a lot of economic leverage. We don't have enough people that can move the needle financially. You look at America, more than 13% of the population is black. There's like 5 billionaires. 5. You spread it out to people that maybe they're billionaires, not on Forbes list. Nobody really knows them. They know past 10. Out of that 10, Niger people they inside.
Yeah. Out of your 5 billionaires, are 2 of them not Nigerian?
Nigerian.
Yeah. The Calendly guy and Biogunlesi, that's 2 out of 5 already.
Yeah.
With the amount of wealth in this country, we're talking trillions of dollars of wealth in this country. So obviously, If you don't have economic leverage, it's hard for you to get a seat at the table. We have one guy in Tayo. We have one person in Oprah. We have one person in Jay-Z. We have one person in who did you mention a moment ago?
The Calendly guy. He also mentioned Biogunlesi.
So when you think about it, from that standpoint, of course, I don't get level now. So you can't. It's hard for you to really, politically or otherwise, influence anything. Things will just be happening to you. you just things will just happen to you because you don't. You don't get level.
So Larry, you mentioned